So AT&T customers have been pretty fortunate to see some pretty stellar Nokia devices launch with the wireless carrier. It's very few that we see that are really great design and also usability, just like the Nokia E71X, which was recently released. But now we have the Nokia Surge, the 6790, which tries to supplement and strengthen Nokia's lineup with the US carrier. Now, unlike the E71X, the Nokia Surge just has a relatively cheap feel to it. The reason being is because that they use this glossy plastic, which does attract a lot of fingerprints throughout the body. It's mundane and just doesn't really give us a great feeling of quality workmanship. So it's great that it's lightweight just because of the materials, but it just doesn't really feel that well. On top of that, it just made us wonder about how the designers went about building up this phone from the ground up. It seems to us that they decided to build it around the fact that they want to have the landscape orientation in mind rather than a portrait, just because of the way the buttons are configured and also the QWERTY keyboard. Okay, the first thing you'll notice with the device is the 2.4-inch LCD screen. It displays 16 million colors and has a resolution of 320 by 240. Now, the screen isn't as sharp or vivid when compared to other devices. That's just because of the fact that it's running the aging S60 platform. On front, you also have your navigational pad, which is relatively small and tiny. We had a hard time pressing it and found ourselves mispressing a lot of the buttons. You also have some dedicated buttons here on the side, your send and end key. They're all flush with the surface. Now, when you slide the phone from left to right, it will reveal the full QWERTY keyboard, which is a 4-row system. The numeric pad is in the middle. That's the way you dial a phone number. There's no virtual pad. You have to physically open up the QWERTY to do that, which is a little bit of an annoying pain. Other than that, the QWERTY is great just because speed typing was pretty easy on it. And on top of that, it had pretty adequate lighting, more towards the middle than anything else. We just recommend that they utilize more of the bottom row with the space bar taking up a lot of space and 2 shift keys. On the left-hand side, you will have the micro USB port for connecting to a PC. On the other side, you have your volume rocker and your dedicated camera button. And on top, you have your speakerphone, 2.5mm headset jack, and your charging port. The back has the 2-megapixel camera, and when you remove the back cover, it reveals the battery and also the micro SD card slot, which is a little bit of a pain trying to access. The Nokia Surge is powered by the Nokia S60 3rd edition, so anyone who's used in the past will fit right in with this device. There's nothing really major that stands out. Now, this is the home screen that you have. You could pretty much modify it to your liking, which is done by going under the settings menu. There's different themes, different wallpapers, idle screens that you can modify just to give it a special, unique look. The platform itself is a little bit outdated. There's no nifty 3D designs or graphics or transition effects, so it kind of, it's far behind the others that have pretty much set standard. It does run pretty quick unless you do run memory-intensive applications like the AT&T Music Player or even the web browser. Now, we definitely like the experience we got with the web browser. It does a pretty good job of displaying it accurately as you would see it on a PC. Now, what you see here is our page, a complex website like ours, loaded up. Scrolling could be pretty quick. Now, we have the page overview right now. So if we click on something, it'll zoom in and give you more of a detailed look of the site. It does play Flash to an extent, and it does slow down whenever you try to do that, though. So when you go to YouTube, run something, it will kind of bog down the system. There's an accelerometer built in that will automatically change the display from portrait to landscape. Somewhat instantaneous, and we didn't have pretty much no problems with doing that. The Surge has some aspects of a smartphone, so as far as messaging capabilities, it does a phenomenal job. You have your text messaging, which is pretty simple. You'll also be able to check your email. You utilize pretty much any email client provider, whether it be Yahoo, Gmail. You just put in username, password, and if it's something obscure, you probably have to put in some options such as the incoming and outgoing server addresses. IM application, it's powered by Oz. You have your choice of AIM, Windows Live Messenger, and Yahoo Messenger. Pretty on par with most of the devices that we've seen recently. Now, when it came to using the Nokia Surge for phone calls, we had some mixed results. Phone quality was okay, wasn't the best. Callers stated that our voices were sometimes muffled. We didn't have too much of a difficult time hearing us, but we did notice some background noise or static whenever there was dead silence. As far as the speakerphone quality was concerned, there was some crackling when placed on the loudest setting. Not the best, but it was usable. The other great features of the Nokia Surge is its smartphone elements. For example, you'll have the ability to actually open up PDF files and also Office files, either Word or Excel, with Quick Office. We did like how it came with Video Player, and also for viewing videos, it did a pretty good job in that aspect. It was relatively quick, there was no slowdown, and of course music was pretty good too, no problems there. The last thing we want to note is the battery life. We had roughly 3 days use of the battery before it completely died out. We have to stress the fact that there were multiple programs running, and we did have the brightness set on its high setting. Now, the Nokia Surge isn't the top-of-the-line Nokia device that you'll see. There are some other devices that are a little bit better than this one. We were just taken back by the design and form factor. It was just pretty. It's not the best-looking device out there. On top of that, it tries to emulate the styles of a smartphone. We understand that the fact that QWERTY keyboard does help. At the same time, we've just felt that it was geared towards text messengers more than anything else. It tries to emulate the smartphone, but in fact, it's just a step below it.